Hey guys, so I'm back with another hero deck profile. It's been a while. I apologize because I was waiting for some cards to come in the mail. You probably know which ones are because it's just the cards that I was looking for are really really expensive right now in the market, especially with the hero ban list hype. So this is a October 14th post ban list hero deck, and without further ado, let's just get to it. So to start off with, I'm actually only playing two Stratos. A lot of people will probably be like, "Why aren't you playing three, man? It's free and all that." To be honest, I've been playtesting a lot. I find that two is still a two. I feel is the optimal amount because I feel like if you play three, you might want to see another card in your hand as opposed to this, and you don't want to depend on your normal too much. Like if you do have to normal, this guy's the best normal for the hero deck, but still, like I find I'm still playing two. I'm not missing the third one, even though it just got released off the ban list. And yeah, what I usually do is I use one of them to pop back row and the other one pretty much to add. And then you could use Solid Soldier to kind of recur and use his graveyard effect to pretty much get another one back. So, I just don't really find the need for the third one. I think it's just it's extra. Anyways, so one Solid Soldier, speaking of which, I find he's still a good card. He's a good normal summon. If you do get interrupted and you have Poly in hand, you could still recur your plays and go into hopefully a Link 2 and all that, and your plays, because you could use his special summon graveyard effect. But personally, I find that, yeah, I think one is a perfect amount because, you don't really need to see that much. Like normal Solid Soldier and Special Link Shadow Mist is not a game winner anymore, honestly. It's just sitting on Dark Law, you have to do more than that, I find, in Heroes. So I find that one Solid Soldier is really good. And he's an extender, so, extenders are always good in decks. Two Shadow Mist. I find two is still the perfect amount. I think, you could play three, but, I feel one is good for dumping in the search. And then another one's good for, like, special summoning off of Hero Lives or something. So, I don't really feel. I feel like one is not enough, and I think three is too many. So two is the perfect amount, at least for now. One, Honest Neos. So you need this for protection. Two I feel is a bit cloggy. I think you only really need one to kind of protect your Dark Law, protect your Plasma, or protect your Dystopia or whatnot. And you can use also Dystopia. You can give this guy. You can use Dystopia. Well, you can use this guy to give Dystopia a buff, and then a lot of people forget about that because his attack changes, and then you could just get a pop on the field. So I think those are still good to play. He's at those amounts. So three forests, really really good card. You want to see this card in your hand. I'd rather see this than my Stratos, to be honest. And yeah, enough really said. Two increase just in case you brick. You want an extra one, and two Vion. To be honest, in this deck with three Mali, he's actually a pretty good normal summon. I'd argue even better than even Stratos because you can just make plays after that. So, you know. Anyways, and then you can also search your polymerization off with just by dumping any card and then banishing that, and really really good card still. And the new boy off the block. So I play three Mali. Three Mali I find is great. I need to get the other secret. I should have got to the extra one when I had the chance. But anyways, three Mali is amazing, and I think people are gonna realize how good it is and how broken it is. And hero players, enjoy it while it lasts, because it's not gonna last that long. Because there's gonna be some Dark Warrior deck, some Orcus deck, some deck that's gonna abuse it that's not heroes, and then create an FDK or some shit. But I find this card puts so much strength into heroes. They should have made it only heroes only, like a restriction or a errata or something. But yeah, amazing card. You could like literally Fusion Destiny is like a one card Plasma Honest Neos. It's insane. One Celestial, I find he's good. He's a good target. He could pop back row. He's a good Fusion Destiny target as well too. You get burn damage. Definitely good to play as a one of, and you can also get a draw too in grind games. One Death Dynatag. Yeah, this card's kind of a brick, but I still think he's kind of good. Like you kind of need him because if you do Fusion Destiny, you can use Mali and him as a target, and then you get a pop. And then sometimes you want to do that pop and interrupt your opponent's plays just to clear their board a bit, just so you can kind of break it and try to make your own plays. So I think he's still worth running. Like, you just don't want to see him in your hand because he's a brick pretty much. But with Fusion Destiny, that's not really much of a problem because you could just use him from deck in hand, right? So it's not too bad. Plasma, aka God, he got better pretty much with the other Mali. Really good card. Skill drain, relinquish, take your opponent's card. Not like pretty much non-destruction removal. Enough said. It's easy as hell to make with Forest and on the Vision Hero engine, and now even easier with the third Mali. Beautiful, beautiful card. Expensive as card. So he's a great one of, I find, in this deck. If it was for an evil hero deck, definitely you'd play 3 ofs, but for what I'm trying to do and playing a bunch of different heroes, Fusion, Destiny, Vision, and Evil, and Elemental, I find like 1 of is just fine. And he searches your Dark Calling, your Dark Fusion, and yeah, he's great card. You can even attack with him, but you need to make sure that there's a fusion on the field for you to be able to do so. You can even go for a game if you want. I also play Necrom. I think he's a great 1 of as well too. Like, he's a great extender. It feels like pretty much a 4th Mali. Well, technically you kind of have already 4 Malis because of Cross Crusader. He just brings it back, and then you could just keep on going after that. So probably then, yeah, you pretty much have 5 extenders from the grave, which is insane in this deck. And I have targets. I have him, and I also have him, Infernal Gainer, which I believe he's a very good card, I think. Like, he pretty much, like, my deck, my purpose is to viciously OTK, so I go second. And this guy really helps with that because he can give Bane or even Dark Eye another attack. So 2 Nibiru's, so really good card going second. Nibiru I find is like a problem in this format. They're probably gonna knock him down to 2, which is fine for me because I play 2 anyways. Don't want to see too many of them. Don't want it to be too cloggy, and it's a great card. Like, I can't, and he's also material for like Dark Eye as well too, which is awesome if you brick with it. So you have multiple uses, right? So, and also you could with heroes you could pop with Dystopia, your opponent's token and all that. So you have ways of OTKing and going past their plays as well too. So a definitely a good card. So I just got the new dude Ash. Yeah, it's a bit creepy because of the the showing of the feet and all that. But I always need to get new things, and it is nice artwork. I just wish she wore some shoes or something, and Konami would be so weird. They're lollies and waifus and stuff. Hence why Sky Striker's been out here for so long. Rip, by the way. But yeah, hits almost like all the decks. Very, very good, generically good hand trap. Been reprinted like crazy. I remember back in the day when this thing was like what, 60 just for even just a super and all that stuff. So it's good to see that it's been reprinted and we can actually afford it. Now to the spells. 3 calls. You need your searchers. Enough said. And you have so many ways of searching things now, so it's crazy. 3 mass change. You don't really have to say anything else about that. You play Mass Heroes Index, so you have to play 3 mass change. 3 Fusion Destiny. Like, these are all cards you want to see in your hand. That's why I play 3 ofs and stuff. Fusion Destiny's amazing. He's even better now because Mali's a better card because you get another one. So it's just, you just go off, and then you can make your Dystopia, your Dangerous, and then go nuts pretty much. 1 Polymerization. He's searchable. You have fusion targets, so it's a hero deck. You need to play Poly. And I feel like because it's searchable, it's good to play as a 1 of. And speaking of 1 of fusions, Dark Calling, really good card. He's pretty much Miracle Fusion for evil heroes. Really good. It's really for getting Bane, Dark Gaia, whatever you want. I also play 1 Dark Fusion. I feel like this card is actually really good too, because he doesn't banish the actual cards in your grave. So you can, if you have a Dark Calling in your hand or still in your deck, you can still use Dark Calling and banish those targets. So Dark Fusion, he's good for hand and field, so you can make Dark Gaia with protection, and then if you have Dark Calling, you can also make Bane as well too. So you can just go off. And you also have protection as well too, because your opponent can't target it with card effects and like spells or traps and stuff. So you're a Gucci like that. And then one hero lives. You play the one of because you only can't have one of, and it's a hero deck. So you get your special summon. You get this equals Dark Claw, this equals Stratos. I find myself using Stratos a lot more with this as well too. So and two impermanences. So yeah, I play about 41 cards. I find that's a good amount. Even especially now since malicious is up to 3, right? So you don't want to brick too much, and you don't want to see too many malicious in hand, even though that's a problem now. But yeah, like this card, since I find that Thunder Dragons is probably one of the best decks now. It doesn't really have that much competition with Sky Strikers kind of taking kind of a big hit. Sky Strikers are still good. You can still do stuff with it, but you want to be able to hit this with Colossus and stuff. And I'm arguing even to like maybe push it up to 3 or something. But yeah, that's the main deck, and let's go to the extra deck. We'll also go after the side deck as well too. Okay, to start off with, new guy on block, 2 Bane, no, the 1 Bane. Expensive ass card. It's like $130, but luckily I got off on eBay. I got my Industrial on eBay from shout out to Germany for hooking me up for like 25 euros. I was able to get each, so that's unheard of. Like I pretty much saved like I don't know, like 100 and plus $100 Canadian on both. So really happy about that. Amazing card. He's a board wipe, gains attack every time he board wipes for each monster that goes to the grave. His restrictions is hilarious for me because I play all heroes anyways. It's like you're only restricted to hero kind of monsters to attack. So yeah, it doesn't really affect me at all because I only play heroes. And then you pretty much are protected by destruction by card effects. So you're not protected. You're protected by destruction. So this guy really usually stays in the field a lot, and he's just a hard out to do unless you have non-destruction removal. 2 Dark Claws, pretty self-explanatory. You have targets, mass change, macrocosmos. He's even better now with this guy because like, who do I out? Like these guys are both problems, and just really good card. 1 Anki, thinking about cutting him, but he actually came up today at my locals, so he actually helped me win a game, and you get to search your mass change attack directly as well too, so he can help you go for game as well too. 1 Blast, really good card, especially now with Forest and stuff, and the importance of Stratos. Stratos is key in this deck. If you have to normal him, you make your plays, and your opponent tries to imperm you or Veiler you, you could just mass change away into this. Pop back row, spin back row, and then also cut one of your opponent's monster's attack in half. And then 1 Deanne, I feel he's still good as a 1 of as well too. Helps for OTKs, and for awkward hands. Also, you can special summon when you destroy a monster. 1 Adoration, Baby Trinity. He's your underclock. Really good card. Usually my target when I go into like Solid Soldier and try to poly him into trying to make a board and then get an extender. So usually doesn't stay on my field very long. But he's actually good with Bane because Bane needs to destroy the monsters that are like less attack than them, and you usually use him as a target to target monster in your opponent's field and then target whatever you have, and then get their attacks less, and then pretty much board wipe. So he's a lot better now too. 1 Trinity, your OTK guy. Sometimes when your opponent has too many monsters on board, you gotta pay attention, and then you could just usually go for a game. Make a 7,500k beater, attack 3 times. You're pretty good. Salads don't really like this guy. A lot of salad players, I usually put him on and pretty much run shit. 1 Dystopia, really good card. You get to do burn damage. You can also get a pop. Have targets for that. So with Fusion Destiny, this is pretty much free. 1 Dangerous, also a really good card, I find. You can, with Mally, he pretty much is like an extra Mally. And you could also, like, when you get him on the field, you could discard and pretty much get Mally in the grave super quick. And then you can also, with Fusion Destiny, it's like a 1 card Plasma Honest Neos just because of that card. So, really good card I find. One Dark Gaia, really good for OTKs. You could fuse the Rock and what's the other card? And then any evil hero, pretty much with either Dark Hauling or Dark Fusion. If you have targets, what I usually like to do is my opponent has back row. I don't usually go into this. If he has an empty field, I go in and I normal gainer and I attack. If you get this guy in the field and with Honest Neos is usually game pretty much. And you can also when you're facing against Salads, he usually the Gazelle has only like zero, has basically barely any fucking defense. So you just switch it into attack mode with his effect and then pretty much go for a game. I played 2 Cross Crusaders, even better now with the Mali bump. So things are really good for heroes right now. I can't even I'm so happy I can cry. 1 Dread Decimator, really good card. Now, I find at the beginning everyone was kind of shitting on it because what are you gonna do with it? But now I find with Bane, you changes his attack, and then also you can make your attack bigger than your opponent's attacks, and then you can use your board wipe better. You can make Dystopia alive. You can do piercing. It's a good card. I know. I think people are taking back their words. And Wonder Driver, I find he's a really good card too. You can sit on double Dark Claws a lot of the times if you have Honest and if you have a Mass Change in hand and you're able to make a board and stuff. So really, really good card, especially in grind games as well. Even better now with the other Mali. People are gonna find it's wow, I can actually use this guy now. So, anyways, that was the main deck and the extra deck. I'll just go really quickly with the side deck. So, yeah. So what I'm trying to do is I play 3 red reboots. Because we like the OTK, we don't like trap decks. I play 3 Call by the Graves, just in case my opponent makes me go first. I actually have a going second kind of deck. I like to go second most of the time, and when I find my opponent plays something dumb like Thunder Dragons or whatnot, where it's really hard for me to go second, then I go first, and then I side these in just so my opponent can't, stop my plays. Can't wait for Crossout Designator to come out. That card's broken as shit, and I think it's going to replace this one over here. Play 3 Twin, because we hate back row. When Lightning Storm comes in Chim, I'm probably going to replace it with this, but we'll see how it goes. And for 2 ofs, we played 2 Lancias, because Pure Orchrys are still a thing. And especially Thunder Dragons, you want to be able to make sure they don't banish their cards and get their effects, and also, they won't be able to use their Thunder Dragon fusion and all that stuff. So, 2 ogres. I like the artwork with this one. I can't complain. She's also wearing shoes too. Konami should be ashamed. Yeah, really good card. I find it hits a lot of the cards in the format. Really good against pendulums. Good against the one multi-roll that Sky Strikers have, and also good against True Draco and whatever. It hits a lot of decks, and I find it's a good side to play. And then 2 Evenlies, because Evenly is really good against most decks going second. So, anyways, that's my deck profile. I'm gonna do some test hands for you guys, and hope you guys like the deck profile. And I'll show you how broken this deck is with my test hands. Anyways, thank you very much for watching.